I've just landed at Bahrain airport. My 113th nation paid 5 Bahraini dinars, or equivalent of £10 sterling, for the 14-day visa. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be here until 12 noon because that's when my bus to Saudi Arabia leaves. But it's just too dark to go into the city right now. It's like 4 o'clock. I'm waiting until 7:30 to get a bus into town, and then I'll go visit the synagogue and meet the Jewish community of Bahrain. These two things cost me £1.20, but also gotta remind you all, like, do not exchange money at airports because you get really bad rates. Like, I just don't get how I paid a tenner for a visa, but then when I exchanged 20 quid at the exchange shop here, they only gave me like 5 Bahraini dinars and a little bit more, like, which leads to like 6 Bahraini dinars. But yeah, I already changed a little bit of money at Doha airport so I could get, hit the ground running. I don't always like to pay things by credit card. I always think cash is king. So I'm quite impressed how I only spent like a tenner in Doha, because I always knew Doha was going to be expensive, but I didn't stay there overnight. I paid 6 rial to get a day pass to go to and from the airport. I paid 30 rial for a Yemenite meal at a lovely restaurant just a bit outside the souk north, and then I paid 1 rial for a bottle of water out of a machine, but inside the airport after security, bottled waters was 6 rial. So there's a bit of knockoff and all. I decided to stay in Saudi Arabia because accommodation was just similar towards similar prices between Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, I guess. But I'm paying like 20 quid for a really okay apartment, I guess. So I'm not expecting 5-star. I'm just expecting maybe 2 or 3 stars. But it'll cost 20 quid. But sadly, there's only like 2 buses that run from Bahrain to Dammam each day, like one at 12 and one at 9 o'clock. So if I took the one at 9 o'clock, that means I would get into Saudi Arabia after midnight, and I have to fly out tomorrow afternoon. So I know I can get a bus from the airport from the Sapco, save me some money, but even when that fails, I just go with Uber. So I've got the equivalent of £10 in my pocket in local currency, so let's see how this goes. So it's 6 o'clock, the sun is up, and I feel like I'm gonna go into town right now. It's only gonna be like a few coins worth, but actually it seems like everywhere can actually take card. And advertisement, if you use a currency card, you'll avoid all those horrible transaction fees and like crap like exchange fees when you use your currency card. Because if I use my Barclays card, I'll get slugged for, tapping on a McDonald's here. So let's get going now. I'm on the bus right now, leaving the airport. Seeing the big red and white flag flying high. Bus ticket cost me like around a quarter of a Bahraini dinar, like 300 filis. So it's like 1,000 filis makes 1 Bahraini dinar. So it's by the card you save maybe 25 filis, but I'm like, I only need 1 bus into town today, and then I can walk to the bus station and get one of my bus to Saudi Arabia today. But thought I'd get on the bus now, because by the time I get into town, I can get to breakfast, and then I'll be ready for my synagogue appointment. I nearly had a mini heart attack because when I looked at my bag, I'm like, where's my laptop thing? And I was like, oh wait, it's camouflaged. Silly Marty. Many years ago I saw this band in London, and the bass player, Imad Ahmed, she was actually born here in Bahrain as still a citizen of this country, but she lives in London as a bassist, and she works in the NHS. I can't remember the band she was in, but I'll send her a message on Instagram tonight to let her know that I'm in her homeland, and I'm having a great time. I've only left one part of the island, which the airport's on. I'm going to the main part of Bahrain. There's a lovely bridge right there. So right now I'm standing outside the front entrance of the Manama Souk. Since it was built 1949, and Bahrain did not become independent until the early 1970s. Yes. There's a flag up there, and the coat of arms. We're gonna have a look inside now. I was thinking of gonna get some breakfast, but there might have something tasty in the souk. Oh, we have a cat there. We have historical photographs of Manama around there. Love the hanging lanterns. Well, it's really opened up now. It's past 7 o'clock. Well, nothing's really open up in the souk right now, so I'm just gonna get some breakfast. This is what I got for breakfast. It's lovely. It's like an Arabic dal. So it's got dal, some onions, peppers, and lemon, bread, all for about over 1 Bahraini dinar. So it's pretty good. Good value, I guess. Didn't really want to have eggs today because I was like vegetarian. It's a good way to start off the day. So in Bahrain, there's all faiths all gather here. There's plenty of mosques, there's a few churches, there's one synagogue, and there's also a Hindu temple as known as is a few streets away. So, as I'm waiting for the shul to open at 9, I'm going to go have a look at this Hindu temple, because there are a lot of people from India who have settled in Bahrain. I remember this guy I used to follow on social media. He was born in Bahrain. Both his parents were of Indian blood, even though one of them was born in India and the other one was born in Kenya, because Indians have gone all over the place. But he was born in Bahrain, and he ended up moving to America because that's what his parents wanted to do, because it was much more stable in America. He used to follow me a lot on the internet, but so Miriam, hi, sorry I blocked you, just personal reasons, okay? Yeah. How about that? British for food stuff. Wow, this is something I didn't expect to find in Manama. Really like how they've got this Islamic architecture like that. Wow. It's a mall. It's only 7 o'clock, but look at how these houses up there are like that. You only see stuff like this in the Arabian Peninsula. Now, there's no hostels here in Bahrain. I was going to pay £80 sterling to stay with a guy from Kenya in his apartment, but I just didn't want to miss out on my flight tomorrow to where am I going? Muscat, yes, from Daman Airport. So it was wise basically just to get the 12 o'clock bus to Daman and then stay in Daman overnight and then get like a bus or a taxi to the airport tomorrow morning. So I can smell the incense burning. So these are things used for their religious ceremonies. And the color orange. Not really too sure if there's even a Gurudwara. Like a Sikh temple here in Bahrain. I'm sure there has to be one, but yes. So yeah, just found the temple right behind me. I'm not really gonna get involved much. Sometimes I kind of feel like you have to be part of a religion to visit. Like, I do visit synagogues because I am partly Jewish, and also visit churches. Only a few times I've ever really gone to a mosque, but out of respect, they always say do not go into the prayer halls because it's for Muslims only, which is reasonable and fair enough. You just want to be respectful. Like, all faiths are all welcoming. But I have to wait until 9 o'clock to get to the shul. Just stumbled across this really cool looking mosque right here. Just have a look at all that amazing artwork there and calligraphy. Actually, the souk, there should be another souk down here according to Google Maps. But then not far from down this road there should be a church, a cathedral. So I'm pretty sure it'll be open soon for morning prayers, I guess. Or maybe they're just open on Saturdays and Sundays. So I believe this has to be a Sunni mosque because behind me this looks to be like a Shia mosque. Reminds you of the same patterns I saw when I was in Yerevan at the Shia mosque in town. Very blue in style. I've seen a lot of this stuff like in Central Asia. Pretty. So I finally found the Sacred Heart Cathedral. That church is going to be at least 70 years old. I saw an old photograph of it when I was at the cafe this morning. So I don't know how you get in, but must be one of those doors. I'm just going to blow off this iPhone. Yeah, so I did my tour of the synagogue bang on 9 o'clock. The caretaker showed me around, showed me all the little artifacts they had. Like they had a ram's horn that's presented from the President of Israel. There was a Sefer Torah that's presented by Donald Trump's son, Jared Kushner, who's married to his daughter, Ivanka Trump. And the synagogue had been refurbished in like the last couple of years since the diplomatic relationships between Bahrain and Israel were established during the Abraham Accords. So 5 years on, things are going quite strong between two countries, and I'm just quite shocked that there's only one synagogue in the Gulf until they built that one in Abu Dhabi a couple of years ago, the Abrahamic Faith House. So for 80 years there was only one shul within the Gulf, and so I pray that Jews from around the world will come to Bahrain, tourism, and as a business, and there's lots of Jews who are setting up shop in the UAE, and then there's plenty of Jews also setting up shop in Bahrain. So I didn't get to meet any of the relatives, like the Nunu, but like I met the cat in Taker. He knows him well. He showed me around the place. Yeah, but I didn't want to vlog in the synagogue because I was doing my prayers, and I just wanted to be like really special. I just didn't want to like have any cameras. I did take photographs just to prove to people that I was there, but it wasn't a thing I really wanted to like vlog. I just wanted to be there in the present moment. A lot of prayers to my buddies, and tell the caretaker that like I stand with the state of Israel, and I stand with the Jewish people because I am of Jewish descent. So I've got my bus ticket out to Daman that leaves at 12, so I have to be back at the bus station at 11. So my time here in Bahrain is short. Like I land at 3, and then I leave at 12. So it's not a whole day, it's more like a half a day, but at least I've seen the things I want to see in Bahrain and do a really beautiful religious, like I went to inside a Catholic church today, went to a synagogue, and walked past all different bunch of Shia Sunni mosques. So I would like to come back to Bahrain, but because it's its tiny size, I just don't think it would be worthwhile just staying like longer, maybe 2 or 3 days. I only basically decided to take a bus ticket at 12 noon because if I was to wait at 9 o'clock for the bus, then I wouldn't be able to check into my hotel room in Daman on the other side in Saudi Arabia. So this is pretty much like the end of my Bahrain trip. 3 countries all done in 3 days. Just about to finally enter Saudi Arabia, some 9 years after I transited there at Riyadh Airport. So I'm finally pulling out of the bus station at Manama Sabco of the 12 o'clock noon bus to Daman, and let's hope it doesn't take too long to get across. It's like my flight to Muscat isn't until tomorrow, but this is going to be such an interesting experience because it's a causeway which connects Saudi Arabia with Bahrain, and there's an island in the middle for the border crossing, so I won't be able to film that part. But yes, these buses are still running, but it's only 2 trips a day. You'd be paying a lot more in taxis just to get across. Well, here I am in Daman, in Saudi Arabia. This is my proper first visit to Saudi Arabia. As I got stamped to the country with my EVs that cost me £80 sterling, which is good for a year. Good first days, up to like 90 days each visit. But yeah, Saudi Arabia is a big country, and I'm only going to be here for like 26 hours. So basically, bus just dropped me off at a station somewhere in town, and I have to figure out a way to get to my hotel on foot. Because my SIM card doesn't work over here, and I don't have any local currency. You see, when you take the bus, they don't give you the opportunity to, like, let's just say, change your money from Bahraini dinar to Saudi Arabian rial. So you just have to find a location in town that will do it for you here. Oh my god, you would not believe it. I just splurged £56 sterling on a hotel room for tonight at Howard Johnston, just up here in... yeah. So I'm just going to stay here for the night because that was the nearest hotel in this area from where I made my booking. So £56, it's a lot of money. It's kind of like that's roughly similar to a cost of a flight. Well, actually, flights within the Arabian Gulf go for like £7 each way, things like that. And I actually feel like this week they're starting to get up higher. That's why I had to make a booking in advance. So I don't feel bad I have to pay like 56 quid for tonight, but I mean, it looks kind of nice, I guess. But I mean, I'm not really expecting 5-star. Although maybe mint on my pillow